trends I'm seeing that's holding providers back on living their best life. Here we go. There's two things recently that I am seeing that's keeping providers stuck where they're at. Number one, it's actually communication. Most providers think this way. They think I'm going to hire a coach that's going to give me modules that I'm going to watch videos to, and then all of a sudden I'm going to know everything possible in my head. And now I'm like really smart and I can run a business and do things that I never could do. If that is our thinking, you have already lost the game. And I get the reason why most of us think that that's how it works, because that did work for us in school. When we were in school, us providers, we were in class, we learned from our teacher, we learned from modules, and then we would take a test on it, and then we would just go do it. And even that actually didn't work, because as you guys know, in your first job, you're like, but wait, I was just in school for 7 years and now I feel completely lost and completely fearful of actually how to do this thing. I don't know if I'm the only one, but that was me. My first ortho job, I was like, what the heck? I don't even know anything that I'm doing. It was not at all like school. And so I believe school is the one that taught us that modules are the most important thing, and they taught us kind of how to learn. And I think the whole school system, like throughout school, kind of taught us that. But here's what most business owners need to realize. The way you learn is not modules. The way you learn is by taking action and doing the thing and learning actually how to communicate most effectively, whether or not that's to a client, a patient, your team, an interaction with another colleague, right? It's all about communication, whether or not that's a marketing tactic of like how to communicate what you do effectively through a marketing message. All of it boils down to communication. And if you do not know how to communicate effectively, then that to me is the biggest roadblock that I see of companies that are stuck. If you guys are stuck at like 8K, typically the biggest issue is communication. And the second one, which I have not mentioned yet, is leadership. It's communication and leadership. Those are where it becomes very hard for a clinician to get out of their clinician head and then be able to bridge the gap from just treating patients, just treating patients, just treating patients, to then be able to take things to the next level where it's not just about making, 8K because they want to, actually grow the business and make it an actual business where it's not just them doing everything. You have to learn two things: communication and leadership. And I was like, yeah, okay, when I was in this position, I really didn't understand what either of them actually meant. So I'm trying to communicate effectively why communication is so important. And it's not learned through modules. I can't learn about communication through a podcast and then say, okay, I know about communication. No, it takes practice. It takes different scenarios. It takes role playing. It takes you being in situations that you start to see patterns to, and you're like, okay, now I can handle that objection 24/7, no matter what is thrown my way, right? That's true communication. And then also it's effective communication when it's perceived the way you want it to be perceived, and that it comes off and you get the outcome that you're looking for when you're communicating, right? And so communication, I can't say it enough, is so huge, because if you don't have communication, you cannot have a team aboard, whether or not you're in person or online. And a team is the only thing that is going to take your company from here to here. And you cannot do it alone. You really cannot. And so if you want to live that life that we all want, which is like a free calendar, we have money that we could just go to the grocery store and not have to think about, what am I spending today, right? Like all that stuff. If we want a happy family and be able to like spend time with them, then we have to grow a company that is built around leadership and communication. And the other thing I see a lot is like people will hire people on and they're like, well, they should know what to do. A lot of times they don't know what to do unless you are paying an astronomical amount of money. And I did this for marketing one time. And like this person that like really ran these massive hospital companies. And then she came into my company and we paid her a crap ton of money. Okay. Like the money she was making at these big hospitals is like what I was paying her. And I quickly learned how our small little really small business operated versus these big hospital systems. She really didn't have that much say in these big hospital systems. When she came to our place, like it was like we had a smaller budget than she was used to, and B, like I was like, no, we move fast. Like we have to move quickly. Where she was at the big hospital system, that thing moved so freaking slow that she didn't know how to move quick. And I was like, this is a big disconnect, thinking like I got someone, I paid her well, I'm doing the thing, like this is gonna be awesome. And it turned out to be a dud. Because where she came from, everything had to be perfect, and then it had to get approved by this approver. And I'm like, no, we got to today. We got this done today and out, like now. Like we have to have speed. And she didn't know how to do that. So it's like completely different disconnects. And I remember Julia, my COO, being like, Kelly, I don't know how well this is going to work out because she does not move that quickly and she does not take action. And I don't think she's going to last here. So she lasted for about a week. And I was like, this isn't going to work. We got to let her go. So, guys, communication is very, very important, especially when you bring staff on so that they know what to do and that you can guide them. For instance, if you bring a provider on and you're like, hey, just go see patients. Well, they may not know your method. They may not know how you operate. They may not know what the clinic stands for or what the practice stands for or what the online business stands for. So how can they convey the messaging and make it comprehensive when they're just like trying to do the thing? They can't. And when there's a disconnect in communication, then things go downhill. Things definitely go downhill. Because it's not synchronized. So people, when they come into your company, they're like, oh, we don't know what we're going to get. So yeah, we're done. And that brings me to the second point, which is leadership. Oh my gosh, I didn't even understand what leadership was until this year. I didn't get it. Like I thought leadership was having words written out on a board saying this is what we believe in. But then I personally would come into the clinic and not live by that. Do you think I was a leader then? Hell no. Hell no. Okay? I thought I was. Thought I was leading my team, doing my best. But I wasn't. There was no leadership. I'd come with my hair to the side, no makeup on. And yes, this matters, especially as females. It's just the rules of the game. Okay? You have to look cute. You have to be presentable. You really do. I know some people are going to get on to me about that, but that's just it. It's true. Okay? And you have to come in with like a smiling face at all times, no matter what. And for me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I'm like, sometimes days I'd be stressed. I'm like, why is this stuff not done? Blah, blah. I shouldn't have done that. You can't go in like that. You can't. And you're not just a leader when you check in to your team and check out of your team. No, you have to be a leader in life. You have to lead everyone, like in life. So it's not like where you check in, check out. A leadership truly is, if you truly think about leadership, like let me give you a lesson in leadership. From the second you wake up, you have to be the top leader of you. Meaning, the second I wake up, I have to immediately make a decision on whether or not I'm going to go to the gym today or not, or if I'm going to go to the beach. That is leading myself. So you have to lead yourself before you can lead anyone else. And if you can't lead yourself for actually the outcomes you want, you're sure as heck going to have a very hard time leading other people. So then, at 5 a.m., I'm in my bed thinking, should I go to the gym today? Okay, yeah, you should go. So when I say, yeah, I should go, now I'm leading myself. And by the way, I'm not perfect. So if there's a day that I'm like, no, not going to go today. I have let already my entire team down because now I'm not going to have as much energy that I should be giving them as I really should because I didn't go work out. I did not start with myself in the morning. So that's a massive red flag if you're constantly doing that. You're not leading yourself. So already, nope, not a leader. You can't say that. Now, if I decided to go to the gym, I actually did the gym. I'm in there. I'm leading myself. Great. The next decision I have to make. While I'm in the gym, do I decide to respond to messages that I need to get back to all, my people that I coach? Or do I wait and walk and then I'll do my thing? Well, I'm actually going to set a boundary. That's leadership. And I'm going to only message people when I walk. So then I message people when I walk or I'm moving or something like that. Like, because that's what I said. I have to give myself time and really hold that boundary, which for me is very hard. Okay. Because I like to talk to my people. Okay. Next, I have a team meeting with Julia, my COO, every day. So I get on with her. Her and I, we both lead each other. Like I have to lead. I have to say, this is the vision. This is what we need to make come true. And then Julia's like, okay, well, these are the steps that we're going to do to get there. But I have to create and be the leader to lead us to what's the next thing we need to be doing, right? So I have to process and think about that. That's true leadership. In addition to that, let's just say I went to the grocery store after that. True leadership there says, hey, buddy, I'm going to take your carts back for you that are all just sitting there. And the cart guy is like right there. And he's like, you know what? No, I got it. I'm like, no, I'm going to help you out. That's actually leadership. Leadership is actually being so annoyed at a car that just like cuts you off, but letting them go in front of you. Okay? That's true leadership. Leadership is also you saying, don't eat sugary crap because it makes you think, differently. I don't know about you guys, but the second, I've cut out a lot of sugar since I've gotten here in California. Like just not even out of like too much trying. I mean, I've just changed up my diet in general. So now I have more of a regimented one. So I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat as much. But I've noticed now that I've done that, if I the other day I had hot chocolate to drink. Oh my gosh, my brain immediately, I felt tiredness come over my brain because I had hot chocolate and my body was like, what the heck is this? It didn't have milk in it, it was just water, but still, it like literally felt like this tiredness, this whoosh. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't lead anyone if I feel tired. So I'm like, no hot chocolate. Nope, got to get that out of here. That was the first time I had it in probably a year, but still, I was like, nope, never doing that again, right? So every single day and almost every hour, every 30 minutes, you have to keep making decision that you're going to lead yourself. And trust me, this stuff is hard. It's hard. And you got to think about, I do things differently that people don't want to do. I have to have a strict diet, not that I want one, because people aren't willing to do that, but I'm willing to do it. That's a leader. I have to go work out because I don't have to, I want to now, but I used to say I have to. Because I know most people won't do this and they'll take the easy way out of doing, whatever, right? I need to have the hard conversations with my people that I need to have because I know most people would avoid this, but I'm going to actually hit it head on. That's true leadership right there. And it all starts from every single second of your day making a decision to lead you, not anyone else. And then what happens is it starts to trickle down. So as your team sees that you're changing and you're becoming this cool person of now you're working out, you're taking care of yourself. And I'm not telling my team this, I'm literally showing my team this. At my clinic, I used to set these goals. We'd have these charts and everyone had their name on it. It'd be like, okay, we're all going to do a walking challenge. And I thought I was leading my team. And we would do it for 5 days straight. And people would take pictures when they would be walking. But then everyone just got tired of it. And they're like, this is stupid. We're not doing it. Was that true leadership? No, because no one fucking believed in it. No one. We just did it for a week and then we said, okay, we're done. True leadership is actually holding true high standards to that thing that we said we were all going to do. And as the leader, I didn't hold to it. So how would I expect my team to hold to the walking challenge? No. So it's the same thing when I told my team, we all must wear our shirts every second of the day that we're here in clinic because I need everyone to look in unison so that way they know who works here, who doesn't, and that, if they have questions, they can ask whoever. And when my people didn't comply with that, it's what the heck? I always comply with that because I knew if I asked my team to do it, I always had to come in with a jacket that said my company's name and a shirt that said my company's name because I was I'm asking them to do the same thing, so I need to be the leader on this. Now that's leadership right there, okay? But again, it's not one thing that makes you a leader. You can't just say, Yay, I abided by the shirt rule, so I'm a leader. No, it has to be in every decision and every choice and every action that you take. You have to freaking lead you first and then the team. And when they catch on, like, let me tell you about when someone catches on and you truly have leadership in your company. Number one, everyone's kind of looking the same. It almost seems like a cult at that point. Okay. And you're like, this is weird, Kelly. But I'm telling you, if everyone has caught on, it's almost like a cult. They all buy maybe the same hairbands or headbands, right? Maybe they are all style their hair a certain way. Now I'm talking about very female based business here. Male business is probably different, okay? They all, well, slightly, I would say, but not really. They all are wearing, maybe, they're wearing that shirt that we have them wear, but maybe they're all wearing kind of the same Lululemon pants because that's what they all think is like cool and it looks good on everyone. Okay, well, maybe that's what we're wearing. Maybe we're all wearing the same kind of shoe brand because we think like it's cool, or the same kind of socks. That's culture right there, okay? Maybe we all on the weekends go and hang out together because we all just like love being around each other. That's true culture. Maybe we all live by each other so that, again, we can go to like little fairs on the weekend together, or we can go do little activities together. That's true culture. Maybe we all have certain stickers we put on our cars because we believe in some mission, right? Maybe we all go and support this charity or this cause every month, and maybe do like a food drive or something because we all have a big mission behind that. That's culture. Guys, if you don't have this stuff in your business, you're 100% missing out on leadership. Leadership, which is then falls into culture, and that's a whole nother slippery slope that I can go down. But it really starts with you as the person. And most of us are like, I'm too tired to lead myself. I'm not going to go to that gym today. You can't be that way. A true leader, you cannot be that way, because most people here think they're leaders, which is why they on social media say, I'm on my high horse right now and I'm going to tell you everything that you should do, but they don't live by it. I can't tell you how many times on social media there's those people, and they have no clue because they're not even living it. So like, no one's going to listen to them because everyone knows you're fake anyways. So like, don't be that person. Don't be the talker, be the doer. Be the person that actually shows everyone by doing the thing. Be the leader that shows your front desk staff that you can take a freaking objection like no one's freaking business and don't be scared of it. Be that. Don't be the person that's like, figure it out. You just do it. Like, what leadership is that? That's lazy leadership right there. So I'm telling you guys, and this is not how you get leadership training, and how you get communication training is not by watching a module that a coach gave you. It's by having a coach. Yes, y'all all need coaches because you have to convey back and forth with that coach. And this is what I think we do well at PelviBiz is like, I'm very quick to have a communication system with you, meaning it's me, and I communicate very effectively and efficient with you back and forth daily. And to do that, I set it up this way, which most coaches don't because it takes a lot of their time, but I do because I want to make sure I can move you so you understand where the roadblock is. It's typically the communication aspect. And once I can get you past the communication, then everything else unlocks. But it's just how we're communicating. Or maybe it's the leadership because the team is not on board because we don't lead. And so you got to make sure that you're constantly aware of that. And like I said, it's getting the right coach on board to help you with that and be able to take things to the next level, and thinking, because right now, some of you guys, this is more for like, people that are making 8K and above. Some of you guys that are at making 8K and above, you're thinking, well, I have it all together. I don't need to learn more. I know everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. Otherwise, you would have been making 100K a month. You're at 8K a month. Okay? And you would have all your time back. Right now, most of you guys, you're just making 8K and you have no time. Okay? So if you knew it all, you would have already done it. And so that's the thing about coaching. It's not about, let me learn more information and modules. Most coaches coach that way. But that's not it. That's not how you become successful in business at all. So I'm here to tell you that there's some myths here that I really want to break down about leadership and communication. And if you guys want more, like, please DM me, message me, and say, Kelly, I need help with this. Like, I really now understand that maybe I don't have leadership. Maybe I don't have good communication skills. Maybe I don't know how to communicate to the people around me. And by the way, once I help you with communication, it is actually going to help you in your relationship. It's going to help you with kids. It will help you with everything else in your life. It's not just like one way. So if you don't want to take out the trash in like you always do, I can teach you how to communicate to your spouse, how to get them to actually take out the trash for you without you having to ever do it again. Seriously. Okay? It all comes down to communication. So, all right, guys, this has been fun. Communication and leadership is the keys to success. Remember that.